How am I going to do this video? How am I going to do this? How? Tell me. I don't know how I'm going to do this, buddy. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I don't know. Hi guys. It's very hard to record, and I'm not trying to make excuses. Hugh went away, and that's not his fault, but he went away, and he left me in charge of the NBL show, and I put in so much effort to make the best Thanksgiving NFL show ever for you this Thursday. And I'm not blaming Americans, but Thanksgiving isn't this Thursday. It's next Thursday. Yeah, I could have checked the date twice maybe, or once. Sure. It's my fault. But to be fair, the date changes, okay? The date changes I'm not blaming the Americans, but that confused me, okay? Yeah, I got it a week off, but even so, I'm not blaming anyone here. Please don't cyberbully me. Please don't send me any more death threats, Mum. Just enjoy.
Pilgrims, and give thanks for the most American of holidays, Thanksgiving! So ladies and gentlemen, get your turkey out, get your weird American sides. Shout out to Iceland for their disgusting mac and cheese frozen nonsense. I cooked this roast as kind of a joke, but it's actually turned out all right.
Hugh has texted me every week for the last 6 months about how to cook a roast chicken. And every week I dutifully text him back full instructions. Today I said, you got this? He goes, yeah. He goes, how do you cook a chicken? I go, 1 hour, 200. No worries. What does he do?
1 hour, 160. Bake it like a cake. Everyone likes cakey chicken. It's Thanksgiving week on a week in the NFL where
Aaron Rodgers pulled off the weakest Lambeau leap ever, barely beating the London Luton-led Jag. The Bucks went from the Expendables to the Extendables, bouncing back from their loss to the Saints by battering the Panthers. The announcer made the mistake of calling Stephon Diggs the league's best receiver, which clearly DeAndre Hopkins took personally, and we got to see what it would be like if Baker Mayfield drunkenly fell asleep on a night bus.
This week we are breaking bread and giving thanks for the very best NFL Thanksgiving moments.
And coming up, we also have our weekly segment with NVL kicking expert Roberto Aguayo.
And if you're lost on who to start this sweet Thanksgiving fantasy week, then open up the fantasy fridge. William Perry's coming back. So ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing left to do but dig in, and we will see you after the title intro. Roll it. Bill Parcells relented, and out came LT like a thunderstorm. Mark Sanchez, the New York Jets, and the Butt Fumble. Here comes Leon Lett, pokes it with his toe into the end zone, recovered by Miami Dolphins. Leon Lett, you turkey. Thanksgiving in the NFL, they go together like Thanksgiving and discount mac and cheese from Iceland. But it's always the Lions and the Cowboys that play on Thanksgiving. Why is that? Well, the Detroit Lions started playing every Thanksgiving in 1936. Then in 1966, Pete Rozelle, the then commissioner of the league, decided, I want a late game. Trouble was, no teams wanted to play on the Thanksgiving holiday. The Dallas Cowboys snapped it up in perpetuity, so now it is the Lions and the Cowboys every single Thanksgiving. So this list of best Thanksgiving moments is inundated with Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys. Finally, the Detroit Lions feature on a highlight list. Drink it in. It's good gravy.
Thanksgiving is my favorite American holiday. Obviously, we don't have it here because there aren't enough Thursdays in the year to celebrate every country that we stole. But Hugh, let's jump into it.
First up, Calvin Johnson. All Calvin Johnson used to do on Thanksgiving was catch touchdowns. He has the NFL record for 11 touchdowns on Turkey Day. He caught a touchdown for 7 consecutive Thanksgiving days. His best coming in 2015 against the Philadelphia Eagles, when Matt Stafford chucked 5 touchdowns. Calvin Johnson caught 3 of them and then helped himself to some extra mashed potato. Bloody earns it. But Calvin Johnson is not the only wide receiver to go off on Thanksgiving.
1998, rookie Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Randy Gene Moss gets 3 touchdowns off 3 catches for 163 yards.
Giving birth to the famous picture of him on the bench, 3 catches, 163 yards, 3 touchdowns. Performances don't get much better than that. Randy, help yourself to the Thanksgiving buffet, son.
Ironically, the game was against the Dallas Cowboys, who had the chance to draft Moss earlier that year. Instead, they went with Greg Ellis. Moss wasn't even the first wide receiver taken. That honor goes to Kevin Dyson.
Heir to the Hoover throne.
Yes, and bust wide receiver for the Tennessee Oilers.
3 receptions, 3 touchdowns, 163 yards. Randy, have a day, son.
Hugh, who we got next?
Bengals, Jets, 2010. A rare Thanksgiving game not featuring the Lions or the Cowboys. Brad Smith goes shoeless. He runs a kickback 89 yards, losing his left shoe at the 50-yard line, and still runs it in. Get that man some candied yams.
Brad Smith was an absolute Swiss Army knife at Mizzou, where he actually played quarterback and was the second quarterback in NCAA history to throw for over 2,000 yards and rush for over 1,000. The first being, obviously, Woodrow Dantzler.
Woodrow Dantzler, of course. It was
2001 Clemson, everyone knows Woodrow Dantzler.
Lawrence Taylor, he has to be on every single Thanksgiving list for the plays that he made in the 1982 Lions versus Giants.
The Lions came into that game thinking they had an easy win wrapped up, as LT wasn't technically starting. He's hurt his knee earlier that week and was on the bench. However, he came in late in the second quarter, and the rest is history.
It's 6-0 to the Lions. LT is sat in the dressing room at halftime with Bill Parcells, and he is ticked off. He said so in his own words. He said, I was kind of ticked off because Bill Parcells, yes, I had a knee injury, but it was Thanksgiving. I wanted to get in the game, but Bill Parcells relented, and out came LT like a thunderstorm. First up, bull rush, LT, left tackle. See you later. Danielson floats it up to Harry Carson, the New York Giants Hall of Fame cornerback. Interception forced by Lawrence Taylor.
Great pass rush. Watch, he's right here on the left-hand side of the screen. So watch him here now. He's gonna run over the tackle. Ball to Schuyler. Now watch, he's hitting Danielson just as he's throwing it, and that made him throw the interception to Harry Carson.
So what do you do now? You can't throw it against Lawrence Taylor, so give the ball to the Detroit Lions' famous running back, Billy Sims, one of the best to ever do it. He runs down the middle. Who's there? Lawrence Taylor. Forced fumble. So that's interception. Forced fumble. Of course he gets a sack, but try with one hand. The other one not working behind his back or had gone on holiday. Doesn't matter. Tears down the quarterback Danielson with one hand. And the icing on the cake, the play that everybody remembers, the Detroit Lions driving down the field about 10 yards out of the Giants' end zone. Danielson throws it. Who's there? You guessed it, it's Lawrence Taylor. 97-yard house call for the win. If you're having a Thanksgiving NFL highlights list, you've got to have Lawrence Taylor on it. There are 6.6 billion people on this earth. 79,000 of those people can say they were there in 2012 on Turkey Day as the world changed. Mark Sanchez, the New York Jets, and the butt fumble. Mark Sanchez snaps the ball just as the play was drawn up and runs into the back of his offensive lineman, Brandon Moore.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Steve Gregory on the Patriots scoops up the loose ball, scampering past Mark Sanchez, floundering on the floor, and that cements him in the annals of NFL gaff plays. Ladies and gentlemen, the butt fumble makes the list. But let's not focus on recent times. Thanksgiving has been around for a long old time, and the Lions have been playing every Thanksgiving since 1936. So let's throw it back to 1980. 1980 as Dave Williams of the Chicago Bears stuns the Lions. Trailing the Lions 17-3 heading into the fourth quarter at the Silverdome, the Bears appeared to be headed towards their 9th loss of the season against a 7-5 Lions team that was first place in the NFC Central. In the fourth quarter, the Bears would rally and force overtime as quarterback Vince Evans scrambled into the end zone as time expired. Kick returner Dave Williams had other ideas. He took the opening kickoff in overtime to the house to give the Bears a 23-17 victory. It still remains as one of only 2 games in NFL history to finish on a kick return touchdown, the other one being the miracle at the Meadowlands, Deshaun Jackson. Yes.
Thank you, Hugh, and me. I'm here alone around the fantasy fridge this week, but never fear, we're still stocked and ready to provide you with that fantasy feast you've been craving. Where do we start? The same place as every week, with leftovers. That's right, we're going to scour the waiver wire for people owned in less than 50% of fantasy leagues for you to pick up and potentially start this week. Who's our team? Let's go. Starting at the leftovers quarterback this week, we have only owned in 1% of leagues. Unsurprisingly, it's Mr. Crablegs himself, Jameis Winston. Go on, eat that dub this week. Drew Brees is out, and if anyone can lose to the Saints, it's the Falcons. In the mood for some running back? What about a bit of leftover Mexican, or should I say Rexican? Rex Burkhead, only owned in 24% of leagues. Houston are pretty bad against the run. Why not start him? Got a rumbling in your belly at wide receiver. You have a need. What's that need for? I'll tell you right now, it's a need for Snead. Willie Snead blew up last week. Apparently they found their number 1 receiver for the Baltimore Ravens. Why not chuck him in? He's only going to get better. In at tight end, it's that jam your grandma got you. You don't really know what the berry is, but apparently it's a Logan berry. It's like a big raspberry. But Logan Thomas at tight end. Alex Smith is back. He's chucking it. You never know. Could do worse. Let's talk defense. What's that? Swiss cheese in the fridge? No, it's the Bengals offensive line. That means you should probably start the Washington defense if you get the chance. Grab them. They're pretty good. And finally, your kicker. What's that I see on the waiver wire? I can't really make it out. Maybe I need a pair of glasses. It's Rodrigo Blankenship. Hot Rod. He's available in leagues. Grab him. So that was leftovers, but now it's time for everyone's favorite segment, the Veg Crisper. Yes, these are the waiver wire pickups for this week, used within 7 days of opening. And who have we got? We've got New England Patriots receiver Jacoby Myers. It's not Oscar Myers Wieners, it's Jacoby Myers. All of the other starters are out. Why not start Jacoby? Cam seems to be improving. There's always 1 or 2 in the bottom of the vegetable crisper when you need them most. Get those carrots out. It's Andy Dalton. He's probably taking over the starting job again in Dallas, and Minnesota have been letting anyone do whatever they want on offense. Why not start him? Okay, that means it's time for King of the Week. That's right, this week we give you the 1 player you need to own in leagues if he's available, presented by King Fantasy Sports. And this week, who have we got? Was there ever any doubt? 3-0 as the Dolphins starter. Tua Tagovailoa is still only owned in 45% of leagues. Come on, grab him. It's Tua time. Let's go. And last and definitely least, it's that time. It's that whiff coming from the fridge that is your lineup. Who is it this week? I know who it is for me. What's that smell? Pooh-wee, it's Michael to hummus. That is an excellent joke. That's right, Michael Thomas has been like that little hummus jar that you've had sitting there. It's kind of moldy on the top. You don't want to throw it away because you feel like there could still be some use out of it. But let's be serious, if you can trade it to your flatmate for a bag of beans, do it now. And that's all from another week of William Perry's Fancy Fridge. If you need up-to-the-minute fantasy football advice, please check out King Fantasy Sports. And without further ado, we're going to throw it over now to good old Hugh over there in REVIS Island.
Hello, and welcome to REVIS Island, one of the most sparsely populated islands in the Caribbean, with a population of just 1. All other life forms are completely shut down by the apex predator, Darrell Revis. But we journey to REVIS Island for one special reason. Every week, we'll be taking a look at some of our absolute favorite NFL songs. This week, we go back to 1985 and New Orleans Saints kicker Morton Anderson and his song Take It to the Top. This is REVIS Island Discs.
The year is 1985. The New Orleans Saints have just been sold to a new owner, Tom Benson, leaving Saints fans desperate for a breath of fresh air. That breath of fresh air came in the form of a pop synth banger released by their kicker, Morten Anderson. This is Take It to the Top.
Some treat a race like a love embrace, and they go for it with a smile on her face, 'cause they know it's gonna win a place at the top.
Ride the emotion under your feet, you can taste it now, you can feel the heat, everybody wants a front row seat at the top.
That was Morten Anderson and Take It to the Top. That's all from Revis Island this week and Revis Island Discs. Now back to Chris and Hugh for more Thanksgiving moments.
I'll tell you what, Chris, this chicken's pretty dry. I think I need some juice.
Well, luckily for you, we've got O.J. Simpson, 1976 against Detroit, running behind the Electric Company, the famous Bills offensive line. He runs for 273 yards, a record that would be held for only a year before Walter Payton broke it. But O.J. Simpson, that was the 5th game of 200 plus yards of his career, and he obviously went on to have an excellent film career.
As I said earlier, Thanksgiving brings out some fantastic moments. Not moments that change games per se, but in 1998, Steelers versus Lions, they're going to overtime because there's been a kick in the last second, forcing a 16-16 draw. It's got to be settled. It's American sports. So referee Phil Luckett heads to the center line with Jerome Bettis. Phil Luckett says,
Do you want to call it?
yeah, hit tails. And it rings around the stadium. Phil Luckett's mic still hot. Jerome Bettis saying, I said tails. I said tails. As Phil Luckett goes, the call is heads. No, you didn't, Jerome. You said hit tails. Everyone heard you say hit tails. You can't call both. That's an old schoolyard trick like saying timeout before you're tagged. Phil Luckett made a turkey on Thanksgiving by Jerome Bettis. Shame on you, Jerome. And last, but not least, a man who has made many an NFL list over the years.
It's a snowy, icy day in 1993. The Miami Dolphins are playing the Dallas Cowboys, and there is an untold amount of drip on the sidelines. It's the dying seconds of the game. Miami have a field goal to win. It's been blocked! Oh no, the ball's loose, but as long as no one touches it, the Cowboys still win.
As long as no one touches it.
As long as no one touches it.
Just don't touch the ball. Nobody touch the ball. Here comes Leon Lett like a runaway hot air balloon, and he pokes it with his toe into the end zone, recovered by Miami Dolphins. They don't get the touchdown, but the ball goes to the 1 yard line and they get to retake the kick, and Pete Stoyanovich doesn't miss this time. Leon Lett, you turkey.
Let down the Cowboys by Leon Lett. Luckily, Leon Lett didn't let this get him down and recorded a Snickers advert later on named The Man That Literally Played Hungry. It's hilarious, Google it.
And the kick is no good! And, he hits the upright again! That's impossible! Oh, he hits the upright! It's no good!
Kickers are second rounders too, baby.
Snap, hold, not even close. Holy Moses.
What's up, guys? Roberto Aguayo, NBL kicking expert, back at it again. 2 kicks this week. A lot of good stuff. We can dive deep into this one. First kick, Gostowski has not been the same these last 2 seasons. 2018, what did he get? Hip surgery. Since he's come back, look at the stats. Hasn't been the same. He has aged. He's 36 years old. Coming off hip surgery, you don't know what you're going to come back to. He wasn't able to finish on that kick, left it open. Looks like he's struggling. Different ways, the different ways you kick, different forms have a toll on your body, and he's very aggressive with his kicks, hence why he probably had hip surgery. But the older you get, the harder it is on your body. There are less reps that the body can take. Very interesting take. Not just, okay, why did he miss? Why did he miss, you know? Second one, Jason Sanders. This is a tough one to see. You hate to see it. This was for 22 consecutive made field goals. Misses this kick. Why did he miss? Same as Gostowski. Left it open. Honestly, the swing looked great. Snap, hole, kick, everything looked great. Hit the ball well. Just stayed outside. Just came in inside too much, left it out. You know, that happens. No one's ever been 100% in their careers. He's a great kicker. Miss one. Oh well. Start a new streak. Beat that one. Might take you a while, but hey, streaks are made to be broken, and he'll just probably end up breaking his own streak. So hope you guys learned something and look forward to next week. See you guys.
So there you have it, the NBL show. I'm thankful for Chris. I'm thankful for this wonderful discount mac and cheese. And most of all, I'm thankful for you guys. Thank you for tuning in every week. It really makes doing this worth it. If you liked it, tell other people, like it, share it, subscribe to it. And we will see you same time next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. Well, it won't be Thanksgiving, but it'll be a little bit closer to Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, see you next week.